Hey Mallards, it's Friday, which means only one thing. It's time to talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And, whew, man, you know, there was like this moment in WandaVision when they turned everything up to 11. That's already happened, which I guess makes sense because there's only, I think, 2 episodes left. I'm pretty sure it's only 6 episodes, but still, whoo, man. Okay, so here's the thing about John Walker. Okay, John Walker had upset me basically from the beginning. Like, the only scene I liked was when he was in the locker room and practicing his Captain America voice. I thought, I was like, oh, that's kind of endearing. And then ever since that moment, I've absolutely despised him, which is a nod to the creators of the show because they built him into a character I can despise. But I would say that up until this moment, John Walker has annoyed me. And the fact that he uses a gun and the shield really bugs me, which Steve Rogers also used a gun. Like, it's not like he didn't have guns, but he mostly just used the shield, and I feel like that is the difference. But, like, the shield is defensive, but it's also an offensive weapon. Like, I'm not trying to discount that. But the fact that he had a gun so often really bugged me. But basically, I thought that John Walker was, like, annoying and kind of a jerk. But now I hate him. Wow. I mean, this episode was just like bam, bam, bam from the very beginning. Like, starting off with the Dora Milaje showing up and rolling in, and like Bucky's whole flashback sequence, which was really, really well done and terrifying. And then absolutely everything that went from there. I started to be interested in Carly, which was kind of fun. I haven't really been interested in her previously. She and the Flag Smashers just sort of existed. But I feel like I got to know her character a little bit more, and I really started to like her. And I am actually now maybe a little interested to see where this goes, especially with Zemo destroying like almost all of the rest of the serum. I think that it'll be interesting to see this like finite number of super soldiers, and clearly something's going to happen with the power broker, and like that's getting intriguing. And there was a tiny bit of Sharon, not enough, but like this much, and so that was nice. This episode also reminded me that if anyone ever, at any point in the whole history of the Marvel Universe, just listened to Sam Wilson when he suggested things, or like took Sam Wilson's advice, or followed Sam Wilson, or basically at any point in time, aside from the one time where he gave up Steve's shield instead of keeping it, like, Sam Wilson is correct the rest of the time. And really, you should just follow his plan and listen to him, because he would have talked Carly off that ledge and everything would have been good. But no, we don't listen to Sam. Instead, we're John Walker, and we just charge in willy-nilly because we want to be the hero, because we were the hero. And then we have this like heart-to-heart moment with Lamar, our best friend, where we talk about how maybe the stuff we did to earn our medals of honor wasn't all that honorable. And then you're like, Marvel, why are you doing this to me? I've enjoyed being annoyed by him, and you're not supposed to make me like him. And then they're like, yes, but see, here's the thing. We were doing that so that you could see this moment before you realized that he took the super soldier serum, which you're going to realize is the instant he throws the shield and it sticks in the concrete. And then the other thing you're going to realize is that he murders a man with Captain America's shield. Ah! I know that got loud. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. It deserves to be loud. But geez, like, there's some moments of levity in this episode, moments I enjoy. Like when the Dora Milaje show up and they're fighting, and Sam just looks at Bucky and he's like, you should help him. And Bucky looks at John Walker fighting and goes, "Looking strong, John." And like, that was beautiful. Also, getting to watch them just come in and wail on people, like, I love them. I love them all. And also the moment when Ao just like undoes Bucky's arm and it just falls to the ground. And that was great. And my brain, because this is the type of brain I have, just like had this vision of Rocket just like teleporting in and taking the arm. I also have this headcanon where when Bucky got snapped, the arm didn't get snapped for some reason. Like the gun that fell out of his hands, like the arm didn't get snapped because it wasn't organic. And so like it was just laying there, and that Rocket had it for those 5 years in between, because he says when they're fighting like in Infinity War, he's like, "I'm gonna get that arm." And like he said that previously and he's been right every time. So I like to believe that he got that arm. That's my headcanon. Except for 5 years, Rocket had that arm. And we don't see it in Endgame just because we don't get that much Rocket action. But, like, he's got it. Anyway, so aside from, like, those moments of levity, which were really, really fun, this episode just kept, like, hitting and hitting and hitting. I really hope Lamar is not dead. I'm going to be actively upset if he is. Just from the, like, it's that sort of fridging thing, but like killing the black best friend is really frustrating to me, and I feel like it's something that should not be happening. Him being injured is fine, I guess. We knew that it was John, like that it was Walker who was gonna have to be pushed over the edge. I just wish it would have happened a different way. But I'm hoping that Lamar is actually like alive. It did also sort of annoy me that neither Sam nor Bucky went to check on him. Like, I feel like they would have. At least Sam, like somebody, please. Like, the rest of it makes sense, but it does annoy me that that didn't happen. But man, the end of this episode, like, my jaw hit the floor. I was just left just And when he stands up and he's looking around at all of those people, and then like the camera pans out and you can see the blood dripping off the bottom. I mean, like, I knew that John Walker was gonna get violent. That's his whole thing in the comics, is like Steve has to come back because from, I think maybe when John Walker's Cap, Steve is maybe Nomad at the time. But anyway, like basically John Walker's too violent to be Captain America. And like, I thought he was just gonna be like a little bit off his rocker. I didn't think he was gonna murder somebody with the shield. There's this moment where the Dora Milaje have the shield, and like, I know it wouldn't be a show if they took it, but I can't help thinking they should have just taken it. Like, let them have the shield. I like that. That seems perfectly fine. But now we're gonna have to deal with the fallout for whatever this is, and also Zemo's, you know, disappeared into the ether, which, like, good for him. Ooh, other great moment is when Zemo's baiting Bucky, and Sam's like, don't. He's just going to mess with your head and do that, or he's just gonna mess with you and do that annoying head tilt thing. And then immediately he's like, uh-oh. And that's one of those moments where I wonder, in the same way that like Zemo's dance at the club was just something that the actor did, I do wonder if Anthony Mackie just said that because the actor who plays Zemo like tilts his head. Like, did Anthony Mackie was just like, yeah, he's just gonna do that head tilt thing, and was like making fun of him for the fact that when he plays Zemo, he like does that head tilt thing. So I'll be interested to hear in interviews how that happened. Yeah, needless to say, this episode was a roller coaster. Please let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're ever gonna get the image of like Cap's bloody shield out of your head, literally ever. really ever. And I guess we'll wait 7 days to see what happens. I would take a new episode now. I would like to just know. I would like to know. All you people who work at Marvel who are weeks ahead of us, help me. Send me smoke signals to tell me what happens next. I just need to know. And I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, P.S. My arm was a little bit sore this morning, but other than that, no side effects from the vaccine. So, looking good.